It is Wednesday, 14th day of May 2025. Welcome to the Lord Abwoga TV newspaper review. Straight away we move on to the Standard, whereby the main headline reads, "Name the abductors." That is in regards to President William Samoei Ruto's pronouncement that each and every Kenyan who was abducted in regards to the June 2024 protests has been released back to the families.
Hello, I'm Eva Eronen from YLA Finnish Broadcasting Company. According to rights groups, dozens of people were killed during last year's protest, and also there have been enforced disappearances and many are still missing. Your Excellency, President William Ruto, what is the Kenyan government doing to ensure such violations will not happen again?
Thank you very much for asking that question. I know that it will be a subject of discussion between my guests here with members of the civil society and other members of the Kenyan society. The statistics are arguable this way or the other way, but that does not take away from the issues that have been raised around what happened on the dates you have mentioned. There are three things that I can speak to it. Number one is that there is an accountability mechanism to make sure that that situation is attended to and a proper accountability mechanism is put in place. That's number one. Number two is the fact that I undertook to the country that being a democracy, and robustly so, that Kenyans must not, as has happened in the past, where Kenyans disappeared and their bodies were found in all manner of places, that will not happen under my administration. And all the people who disappeared or who were abducted in what you said, all of them have been brought back to their families and to their homes.
As I said yesterday in the newspaper review, President William Samoei Ruto incriminated himself for accepting liability that he knows people who have been abducting the Gen Zs. That was self-incriminating. And now pressure is mounting onto the president to name the abductors, since he was part and parcel, either directly or indirectly, in commanding these abductors to hold these young Kenyans to ransom. It is so unfortunate, and I said it here yesterday. The manner in which President William Samoei Ruto answered that question was so incriminating. And now the pressure is mounting onto him. Different leaders have voiced in their opinion in regards to President William Samoei Ruto's pronouncements. The former Chief Justice David Maraga said, "Such utterances are deeply hurtful, especially to parents still mourning the loss of their children. How long shall the lives of innocent Kenyans be so devalued and dismissed?" Martha Karua, who is the leader of People's Liberation Party, said that now that Ruto has acknowledged abductions, he needs to go further and acknowledge extrajudicial killings and disappearances and take steps to have the culprits, including those captured in the BBC documentary, held accountable. Hussein Khalid said, that is the CEO, Vocal Africa, "We are ready to present these families to meet the President Ruto at a place and time of his choosing, so that he may hear firsthand from those whose loved ones are still missing. Healing and justice begins with acknowledgement, not denial." I said it here. The manner in which President William Samoei Ruto answered that question, that if he is going to stop extrajudicial killings and abductions, was so unfortunate. And there I put a blame to his security advisors. They should always brief President William Samoei Ruto in a manner in which to answer such questions. Such security questions are very, very sensitive. Things to do with abductions, things to do with extrajudicial killings. So unfortunate that President William Samoei Ruto just answers them casually. Now see, basically he has admitted liability. Basically, President William Ruto admitted that he knows people who have been abducting Kenyans. He knows people who have been extrajudicially killing Kenyans. So unfortunate state of affairs. And I saw some other days leaders in parliament criticizing the BBC documentary. Now, why criticize the BBC documentary when the head of state admits liability, that it is his government that was responsible in abductions? Why? Why were leaders in parliament mad at BBC when President William Samoei Ruto himself accepts and admits liability? So unfortunate state of affairs there. This is what the Standard writes. President William Ruto's response to a journalist question on Monday turned out to be self-incriminating, opening the door for renewed calls for him to acknowledge state-sponsored killings and abductions related to Gen Z uprising. Pressure is mounting onto the president to follow his admission with concrete action by naming perpetrators and bringing them to justice. It is what it is. President William Samoei Ruto should name the perpetrators who were involved in Gen Z abductions. That is where Kenyans will be at peace with him. He should name the abductors. He should name the deadly killers and disobedience of Kenyans' right to live. That is so unfortunate. And President William Samoei Ruto should come out clearly and put this matter to rest. Explain it in details, how the abductions were being taken. Explain in details how the abductions were being conducted, how the killings were being conducted, so that Kenyans be at peace with themselves, so that they can understand that indeed the abductions and the killings were being sponsored by the state. It is what it is. President William Samoei Ruto should come out clearly and bring this matter to an end. I think that is up to the Standard. Straight away, moving on to the Daily Nation, headline reads, revealed the path to senior high school. The Daily Nation writes, some 1.2 million learners in grade 9 will in the next 2 weeks begin selecting their preferred schools based on their chosen career paths ahead of the Kenya Junior School Education Assessment, which will be administered for the first time in November. These are just but key pointers onto this new education system. Selection of senior schools will run from May 26th to June 15th. Placement to be done in the National Education Management System Formation System, that is NEMIS. Learners will select 12 schools, first choice 4, second choice 4, and third choice 4. 9 of the 12 schools should be boarding, 3 from learners' home county, and 6 from outside the county. Placement will be based on the learner's choice of pathways, merit, and academic performance. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, that is STEM, pathway track, pure science, applied sciences, and technical studies. Then we have arts and sports science, pathway tracks, art and sports science. Social sciences, pathway tracks, language and literature, humanities and business studies. Schools will be designated as either triple pathway or dual pathway. That is according to the new education model. I think that is what we have for today and to our newspaper review. For these and many more, subscribe and to our YouTube channel at Lord Abwoga TV. Remember to press the notification bell so that when we come up with this interesting political and governance content, YouTube will automatically notify you. Till next time, goodbye.